Alright, what's up, guys? So, Peacock. No, The Office. Well, it was a Peacock extra. So, but anyways, I didn't even know that they had like an official they deserve it. The Office is such a classic show, bruh. I got I think maybe to the second to last season. I gotta go and check. I gotta go back and watch. I think I was on season 8. I might have been on season 9. One of the two. But anyways, no, it was, bruh, I was binge watching this show at one point. Like, it was just, you couldn't bring me away from this show. And then I remember when Netflix, because I started watching it like at the final few moments of when it was on Netflix and stuff. So I remember it was like they'd said on January 1st, was it 2020 or was it? I can't remember exactly when. It was either 2020 or 2021, but it was January 1st. It was New Year's Day or New Year's Eve. And I was watching it like nonstop that whole day just so I could get caught up. And then, then I ended up getting Peacock, and then I was like, oh, well, now I don't know why. I just stopped watching it. And I was like, I do that with shows and movies. I'll watch it to a certain point and then just stop for some reason. There's so many unfinished TV shows and movies that I started, never finished them. So, but no, let's go ahead and check this out. Casting The Office, a Peacock extra. Let's go ahead and see what this is all about. Make sure you guys go subscribe to The Office, and make sure you go watch you some episodes of The Office. For 3 months in the fall of 2003. Okay. Then came in to read. Okay.
Urine is sterile.
Wow.
Did you know that? If you're in the field, you can clean a man's wound by taking a whiz on it. That is actually in first aid books written by the Red Cross.
Play hard.
Oh, wow.
Sometimes we probably play
Better Call Saul.
Hard.
Okay.
That's probably my fault, but
I think he would have been a good Michael.
fire me.
Or at least like he had been like a good Michael, or if Michael had a brother. I see it.
Boring, isn't it? Just staying home watching TV every night.
Yeah.
Not for me, I like it.
Kevin is just
Frankly,
such
I
a
spent the first month trying to remind my boss that there is no Y in paper.
I'm not
Dang.
afraid of violence in the workplace either. No.
He looked like he could be a Dwight, or at least like from that like family. Because was there that one episode when Jim, he stayed over at Dwight's for some reason? I can't remember that. It was because it was so long ago when I watched that episode. I just remember he was staying with Dwight for some reason, and yeah, he looks like a long lost family member of Dwight's. He looked like he could be his brother.
Red hot peppers imported from Cuba. Huh? You guys are done. Paralyzed for 2 weeks straight. I'm not afraid.
I'm trained in this from being a sheriff's deputy.
Because he was funny on King of Queens, but I don't see him as Dwight, though. Like, I don't know, man.
Volunteer sheriff's deputy.
Yeah, whatever. Okay. I'm a sales rep. Which means
Oh,
my
wow.
job is to speak to clients
I think he'd been a good Jim. I think he would.
about
quantity and type of paper. And
I've seen him before. I just can't think of his name, but I have seen him before.
If they can purchase it, and I'm boring myself just talking about it. So I can't even.
Eventually, these guys came along. Is it going to be the actual?
Listen,
There we go.
which means that my job is to speak to clients on the phone about quantity, type of paper.
It's like he made Jim, though. Like, when you see these guys, like, in their action, when they actually are them, yeah, they killed their roles. So I'm like, that's one thing. It's like, you cannot, if they were to ever do, like, a remake of The Office, I'm like, they're gonna have to find somebody a lot better than these guys. But I just think that it's such a classic. Like, the only way that they'll be able to, like, they gotta, like, bring, like, them back and things to redo the show, but it's just there's no way possible they could hire other people to do. It's just it can't work.
Whether we can supply it to them, whether they can pay for it, and I'm boring myself just talking about it, to be honest. It's
urine is sterile. Okay? That's a fact. You know that? When you're in the field, you can clean a wound by whizzing on it. true. It is in the first aid guidebook in the American Red Cross Association. So it's totally unfair for me to get in trouble for whizzing in the sink.
I hope they get rid of me. Because then I might actually get off my ass and do something. Because I don't think it's many little girls' dreams to grow up and be a receptionist. I don't know what I'm going to do, but whatever it is, it's got to be a career move, not just another...
I remember what I had, because it was one of my friends at my old job. He got me into watching this show. And I remember I had watched the first season like it was nothing. And then I remember I asked my friend, or I didn't even ask him, I knew. I was just like, when you see Jim and Pam when they very first started like chilling with each other, it's like, they're 100% going to get into a relationship. There's no way possible they just going to do this whole show. If it's on the very last season or at some point in time, they're going to get into a relationship and stuff. So I was like, there's just no way. And I was all like, what, because wasn't her fiance at the time, Roy? I was like, he's going to get written off. There's going to be, he's going to get hired on. There's going to probably be some company out there that randomly starts up a movie just so he could get hired on. And then, yeah, Jim and Pam, they end up being a couple. But it's funny, though, like, the amount of movies I have seen with, like, some of the cast members. Because even the other girl that they had as a receptionist on here, and she was in 21 Jump Street. She was a teacher in there. And then Dwight, I remember he was in The Meg. Steve Carell, it's like, of course, you've seen him so many different times. And then Jim, it was like when he was in A Quiet Place, it was like, you don't think of it, and then you're all like, wait a minute, and then you're watching A Quiet, they're like, that's Jim. And so, yeah, it's crazy, watching. You've seen, like, all these different movies I had seen prior before I had started watching The Office, and I'm like, wow, it's like The Office, they made some names, man.
Arbitrary job. And Jim's advice was that it's better to be at the bottom of a ladder that you want to climb than halfway up one you don't.
What'd you watch
That's
on
facts.
TV last night?
I didn't. I rented a movie.
I watched that Special Victim SVU.
Never seen that.
Friggin' repeat.
That sucks, but
Not for me. I hadn't seen it.
it is a question of trust.
It's communication.
I swear, man, Steve Carell, I felt sorry for Oscar all the times, like when Steve Carell, Michael, whatever you want to call him and things. But no, I felt sorry for Oscar in some episodes because I was like, man, just let this man be. Just let him do his thing, bro.
Do you trust me? Do you trust me? Yes or no?
Yes. I trust you.
I like that.
She was
Because
just,
it's not
man.
often that you get something that's both.
But we all have a friend like her, though. That's angry for not angry, but just got a vibe about her where it's like, man, like why do you have to do and say the things that you do and say? But her and Dwight, I think that was just something I didn't expect. Like, you pay so much attention to Jim and Pam and then everything else, and then, yeah, you see her and Dwight. I was like, no, there's no way. There's no way.
And thrifty, so there's that going.
I said if corporate wants to come in and interfere, you ain't messing with my chillin'. I am if anyone's going to.
Yeah, but Michael, what if they do downsize here?
Not gonna happen.
Could be out of your hands.
Well, he looking at that crossword puzzle. She was wild.
Okay, I'm into foreign films. I read The New Yorker, love Shakespeare.
Did you happen to see the Dunder Mifflin flag out in the parking lot? And then inspiring. I think I want it on my coffin.
Hey.
Bruh. Oh, here we go, Roy.
Yeah, would you mind if I went?
He was in there's this movie called Greenland, and I was like, and it's funny how it's just when you see these guys, like you watch so much of The Office and then you see these guys. I think I did watch The Office first, and then I seen him in Greenland and was like, oh, that's Roy. Everybody's looking at me, I'm like, what are you talking? Because everybody in my family, they hadn't watched The Office, so I'm the only one that really knows the characters and stuff. Like if I see them, I'm like, oh, that's such and such.
Let's go home.
It's a gimmick.
This guy, man.
You know,
you definitely
Casual
go
Friday,
to HR
one
on
day you
him a
let your
couple
hair
of
down.
times a
It's
week.
pathetic.
Michael,
Go on.
can we not talk about downsizing?
Oh, we have to sooner or
She
later.
was
Yes, but right
she
now.
was controlling. I was like, she was one of those people where it's just not just I don't know about her,
What
but
we have to decide is, do you fold Stanford people into this branch or vice versa?
Actually, people say I am the best
Hey.
boss they've ever had. The world's greatest boss. Give it to me. They go, Michael, we have never worked in a place like this before. I mean, you.
It's funny though because I feel I want to say like everybody has a boss like Michael, but they have like the real like if let's say if this was based on like a true like business and things, because I feel like, and of course for a TV show or a movie they're gonna over exaggerate, you know, how he's acting. But I truly do believe that a lot of different, because I had to say at my old job, yeah, I would have to say that I had somebody along the lines like Michael. Like I felt like that my old manager, he probably never had watched The Office, and then it's like if he watched it, he'd just be all like, well, I don't think Michael was wrong for saying and doing what he's saying and doing. Like, no, he was right on. He's gonna agree with a lot of the stuff that Michael does. So yeah, I think that yeah, a lot of us have like the real Michael at our job. So
are a riot.
We want Michael, but we ended up getting like the guy that actually who is
say,
Michael.
Well, que sera, sera, you know, and if it's true, awesome. It's kind of a non sequitur, is what I've been told. It's kind of, you know, kind of filler words. Have you ever heard of filler words? It's kind of like that, you know. Que sera, sera. If I had to define what it meant, I'd say. What context did I use it just then?
The Office is such a good show, man. I've seen people, they try to get on social media and just about like, oh, The Office wasn't even all that good. I'm like, okay, well, you just need to watch more than just like 1 or 2 episodes. I still remember when I first watched The Office. No, it was a day before my birthday. I remember my mom, she had just got me Halo Reach. And I was sitting downstairs. I can't remember what I was eating, but I was sitting downstairs and I was just flipping through the channels. The Office was randomly on, and I think I was just flipping through, and I was like, all right, you know, I'm gonna sit down and watch it. And I think it was that episode where Stanley had went off on Michael, and it was like, whoa, let me see what this is all about. And I remember I watched that episode and I was like, I never watched it again. And then of course, like at my old job, my friend that was working there, he watched it a lot. He ended up finishing the show. And he asked me, I think he made some Office joke, and I was all like, I'm looking at him, I'm confused. But then he told me, he was like, oh yeah, it's from the TV show The Office. And I was like, oh, I think I only seen like just 1 episode of that show and stuff. But then after he told me, I saw it was on Netflix. And then yeah, it was just always coming back to him. Like we were always cracking jokes about The Office, comparing co-workers to like, all right, who's this coworker in like the Office universe and stuff. So yeah, it was funny though watching that show. Like, and then yeah, just binge watching the like life out of it when it was disappeared. I don't even know why they took it off of Netflix. I was like, that's like one of your guys' but Netflix be doing some weird stuff at times. But anyways, yeah, that was good, man. Make sure y'all go subscribe to the Office YouTube channel. Like, subscribe to me too, and I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching, and peace.